day he arrived, he's grown physically, emotionally. What have you seen from him since you guys all got here to now?
Oh, yeah, he's definitely made some progress in a great way. One of the main things with him when he came in was his weight, but he really got his weight up. You know, he's really adapted to the game very well. So I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year.
You mentioned last year was difficult for you in camp. What allowed you to play so much last year?
I think just knowing what's going on, you know, knowing the plays, that's the first part, just knowing what you're doing. Everything else comes after that. You know, especially the toughness part, I always had that. So, you know, if you go out there and compete, you know, hold your own, I think that's a big part of playing time.
And now with the new scheme, how well do you know the plays now?
Oh, yeah, perfect, yeah. It was really, they switched it up a little bit, you know, with the new coaching staff and all, but it's pretty much the same way we played it last year, so not too different.
You mentioned Coop helping you get through that first camp.
Yeah.
How important is he to this team as a leader and to that D-line?
Oh, very important. Coop is our voice on the D-line. You know, being that he's been here for so long, he's kind of the old head of the group, I would say. You know, so he's kind of the grandpa. So everybody looks for him for answers, and he leads the way.
Tyler, have you, from what you were, you know, expecting through your recruitment and all that stuff when you got here to work with Larry Johnson, has he been what you thought he would be, or has it been different?
He's been everything I thought he would be, plus more. You know, the technique from every little detail, every step. He's been coaching me extremely well, extremely hard. You know, that's what I expected from him. And he's a great coach, and I continue to learn.
Ultimately, is that what chose Ohio State? Was that made you choose Ohio State? Was the chance to work with him? Or?
Oh yeah, definitely Coach Jay. Just things I thought I was already good at. He made it clear to me that I wasn't as good as I thought I was, and I like that. You know, someone that's going to challenge me and push me in areas where I thought I wouldn't be pushed.
Do you think that you would have had an opportunity to play more last year elsewhere? And is that something that, as a recruit, you know, do you change your priorities the minute you get on campus and realize, hey, maybe I do need to improve here and here before I can really be effective?
Oh yeah, most definitely. When I came here, you know, you kind of think you know it all, but I came in with an open mind, and Coach Jay really helped me improve in the areas that I didn't see I was struggling in until he made sure I realized that I needed to work in those areas. So I thank him for that. Shout out to Coach Jay.
Tyler, rotation and depth has been key to defensive line as a whole success. As a younger player, when you come in, do you feel the pressure to get ready quicker, to be a part of that rotation, to continue that tradition?
Oh yeah, I put that pressure on myself. You know, no one wants to sit on the sideline, so it was always exciting to compete for a spot and to see when I can get on the field.
Does it also kind of give you more opportunity? Because some places, you know, they play 2 or 3 defensive ends, and that's about it. Here, you can go as many as 6 deep sometimes.
Right.
So, is that the other side of it? Is there's possibly opportunity early if you prove you're ready?
Right, exactly. Being that Coach Jay makes sure everyone's ready. We can rotate a whole new D line, you know, whenever we want, and that opens up opportunities for me and the other young guys as well. So I think everything worked out as planned.
What were those areas that you said Coach Jay helped you out on?
Just my steps, my eyes. You know, when you're in high school, it's easier to make a lot of plays when not really using any technique. So Coach Jay made it important, made me realize that I don't have the proper technique. Those plays won't be made at this level.
How different is the defensive line? Because we've heard at times that you guys are going to get up more upfield more often. Is that the case? And how much does that differ what you do?
That's just really on scheme.
Yeah.
You know, some plays you go inside, some plays you want to upfield. That's all depends on the play and the scheme we're running.
Are there any former Ohio State players who you sort of look up to? Because when I look at your game, like, it sort of reminds me of the Taekwon Lewis path.
Yeah, exactly.
Was that in recruiting? Was that used for you?
Yeah. As soon as I came here, they called me Baby Taekwon. So when I first got the chance to talk to him, I just loved his intensity, and his body frame is a lot similar to mine as well. So watching his tape, talking to him whenever I can, is something I really take advantage of.
Who called you Baby Taekwon?
Pretty much everybody, all the old guys that play with him.
Did you know him beforehand?
No, I didn't. I mean, I knew of him. You know, obviously I watched Ohio State in high school and before that. So I knew exactly what Taekwon Lewis was, and he reminded me of myself.
Why is that?
Just the way he plays, and after hearing all the stories about how his intensity was, how mean he was sometimes, and I like that about him. I remind me of myself.
Do you still get that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that? Do they still call you Baby Taekwon now?
Yeah, from time to time.
Maybe it'll be like medium-sized Taekwon.
You'll
get up there.
Working my way up.
Yeah.
When you watch him, what do you look at that you try to do?
His strength and how much he uses his hands. Because, you know, with the bigger DNs, they kind of rely on their power. And and I didn't really want to be like that one-dimensional. So I seen him use his hands a lot. That's something I want to improve on. That's something I like about him as well.
He's someone too that I think did move inside at times, and is that something that you were comfortable with too?
Yeah, absolutely. And sliding inside is really an advantage for those guys that played outside for the most part. You know, with the slower guys on the inside, like the guards and all that. So take advantage of that and make plays.
How much do you do that?
Pretty much whenever the scheme is called. So a few times.
Yeah. How has Javonte Jean-Baptiste looked in his second year? Where
He's
is he?
looked really
Where is
good.
he now compared to where he was when he came in?
He's made a giant step from last year. You know, Javonte, he's going to be a big part of this defense. You know, he's been doing a lot on the field to get himself ready as far as like studying, getting his weight up, you know, going hard in the weight room just to make sure he's ready to play. And I feel like it's going to be a big year for him.
I remember talking to him at the end of last year, and he said that the weight was the big thing that he wanted to get up. I don't even remember. It was something like 30 pounds. It was a lot of weight.
Yeah.
Did he get there?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's there. He probably got about 10 more to go, but he's made a big step because, you know, we had some linebackers that was heavier than him. You can't have that at the end. But, yeah, shout out to Javonte, man. He's been working hard.
Coach Day said after spring, he's flipping to the offensive side, that the offensive line was his biggest concern. And the other day he told us that he was more comfortable with the depth there than he had been his entire time at Ohio State. You go against these guys daily. How much have you seen improvement from the end of the spring to these first few days of fall camp?
For the O-line?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of improvement. The fact that they can switch guys in and out and it's not really a weakness on the O-line is a very, very positive thing for them and for the whole team as well. You know, the fact that they're able to, if someone goes down, they don't have to be concerned about letting up sacks from that particular side. So, yeah, they've made a big improvement.
So you're not seeing a drop-off when one guy steps in and another guy.
Oh, no, they're all getting to that game-ready phase. They'll be there soon.
Who's the guy who's toughest for you to go up against?
I'll say Josh Allaby.
Really?
Josh
Why is
Allaby.
that?
I would say his first punch. His first punch is always something that kind of catches me off guard. You know, we compete every day, you know, but it's going to be a big year for him, too. Taking up that spot from Isaiah Prince last year. I think he's ready for it.
And Zach Harrison, I know he came in with a lot of hype, and now he's been through it maybe 6 months or so. Where's he now compared to where he used to be?
Oh, he's keep making progress every day. That's something I like about him. I'm very excited for him as well. And he's a big athletic kid. I think he ran like a 4.4 or something like that. So running that at the end is always an advantage, you know. So, yeah, I'm excited for Zach.